on the receiving end, rather like the response of the Allies in World War II to what the Nazis did. That apparently is the only act of terrorism.
Didn't you say 12,000 people the Israelis have killed thus far?
Yes.
I saw a video of a 15-year-old girl with no legs begging to die.
Yeah.
She was begging to die, saying, I have no future because my parents are gone or my legs are gone.
It's
I
horrific.
have no future. No, but you say that, right? You talk about numbers and statistics, and you say a few people got caught. You don't think of Gazans, and you don't think of as Muslims and Palestinians as individual people.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't. Because
I do.
If you did, you would not be happy with what's happening.
Don't you dare say that about me.
Well, okay, then don't group them together in numbers.
No, I've spoken
people.
for many years about the plight of the Palestinian people. I think it's outrageous that Israel has any control over their ability to function with water, with fuel, with other energy, and so on, and food, and so on.
That's interesting.
So
if you were in Gaza as a Gazan male of masculine fighting age, and you believed the things you currently believe, what would you do about it? I'm just asking.
You know what? Nothing justifies the terrorism.
I never said you'd be a terrorist. I'm asking what you did.
No. I understand why people in Palestine feel oppressed. I understand why they want freedom. I understand why they want the same rights as the people in Israel.
Then here's a perfect...
On that we agree.
Absolutely,
but nothing justifies what happened in October.
Well, here's where we disagree, Piers, because as a professional, when we both agree on the point that the people inside of Gaza are being oppressed and that their life is being detrimented and that they have no way of getting out, we, as a professional...
And I do agree with that.
I understand pressure cookers explode. You're pretending they shouldn't. You're saying that they should never explode. Nothing bad should ever happen.
Saying nothing justifies terrorism.
We should just be allowed to subjugate them for endless years and nothing happens. And I'm a realist to understand that pressure cookers explode.
No, you're not.
And that's what happened.
No, you're not.
We need a solution to the problem or it will continue to happen.
You're not a realist because actually you are not accepting that what they did on October the 7th was an act of terrorism by terrorists. You won't accept that. You think actually they're freedom fighters doing some kind of resistance. And I say that is ridiculous and shameful. That's the difference between us.
I understand that pressure cookers explode, Piers.
Right. So you think it's perfectly reasonable what happened there?
I don't think it's reasonable. I think it's a shame.
Natural consequence.
I think it's a shame.
A shame. That's it.
I think it's a shame that we're living in the world now where people are reduced to basically suicide to try and fight for freedom for their families if they have one left. Because they all committed suicide, those men who did that.
Well, the Hamas...
they didn't have a chance of survival. I think when you
that's because they believe that they're martyring themselves and going to a better
life.
life.
You oppress people to the point where their family's dead and they have nothing to live for. So I think that's a shame.
So do you support Islamic fundamentalism?
Absolutely not.
Do you support an Islamist ideology?
Absolutely not.
Right.
What I support.
So why do you support Hamas?
I support justice in the universe.
You support Hamas?
I support justice in the universe.
Do you support Hamas?
No.
You don't?
Well, I don't know the ins and outs of Hamas's creed. I have to be very honest.
Well, you know what they did on October the 7th. Do you support them?
I understand why that happened, and I'm saying it's a shame.
But you won't denounce them.
I say it's a shame.
Will you condemn them?
I can't sit here and condemn the obvious outcome of consequence.
Really?
How can I condemn?
You can't condemn Hamas for what they did.
Well, we know what's going to happen, and we need a solution.
You're very quick to condemn Israel's response, but you won't condemn the terror attack which prompted it.
No, I'll tell you why.
Even though Hamas knew by doing what they were doing, that would be the response.
Do you think they knew that?
Of course they knew that.
You think they knew the Israelis?
They did it quite deliberately. You know why? Because they were funded and supported by Iran. They didn't like the fact that Israel was normalizing relations with a bunch of Arab countries, from the UAE to Bahrain to Morocco, and then coming down the line was going to be Saudi Arabia. That was a threat to the Iran view of what should be happening in that region. Iran are the ones who support and fund and arm Hamas, and they clearly, in my estimation, it hasn't been properly established yet, but clearly Hamas couldn't have done this on their own. They've done it with support from Iran, and they've gone and committed an act of such heinous atrocity that they knew what the response would be, and that means that they sentenced in that moment not just 1,500 people in Israel to death in the most appalling manner possible, but they also sentenced to death thousands and thousands of innocent Palestinians, including many innocent children, because half the population are children, and Hamas knew that was what was going to happen. So my question is, how can anyone think that Hamas is a force for good for the Palestinian people? They are a force for evil.
No, I didn't say they're a force for good. I said it's a pressure cooker and it's a shame.
But you won't even condemn them.
Let me ask the question. Do you think if we gave Palestinian people basic human rights, that Hamas would find it more difficult to recruit new soldiers?
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
Hey, you guys, by the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, please hit the like button because it does help. But let's just get right back into it.
I think
probably if we treat them like humans, this won't happen.
So
we agree and let's move on.
I think there's a real danger in the scale of Israel's response that you radicalize a whole new generation
Agreed.
of Palestinians. I think that's a real danger.
So
and
perhaps,
by the way, I've said that. We can agree on
so
that.
perhaps it was Israel's actions before October 7th that radicalized the soldiers who invaded. So you agree with me. So let's move
No,
on.
I don't. No, nothing justifies what they did. Let me ask you about the reaction that you've had from certain people who I think at one stage you had a good relationship with.
Sure.
One is Jordan Peterson, and the other one Ben Shapiro. Let's talk about Jordan first.
Sure.
You've had a bit of a to and fro with him, but what is your?
You know, before they go into the Ben Shapiro, all that stuff, right? I want to actually show you guys something real quick, right? Because this is what I mean by, you know, we really got to educate ourselves as a people. We really do, you guys. I'm going to show you guys something real quick, and, you know, bear with me, all right? You know, this is the reason why I constantly say what I say when I talk about these people, the Israelis. They've come here and they literally they are the ones that have tried to kick out the Palestinians out of their homeland. Now, again, if you don't care about the Bible, then I don't know why any of this would even matter to you. I mean, it's literally in their name. It's the Israelis, they're in the Palestine, they're fighting for the Gaza Strip, right? So all this stuff is all pertaining to the Bible. But look, why is this important? Because as you can see on the screen here, is you have Noah's descendants. This is the table of nations, right? And I'm going to just do a quick rundown, but just look at it, you guys. Look, Noah had 3 sons. You had Japheth, Shem, and Ham. Now, if the quick summary is this, right? The descendants of Shem is essentially what you have Abraham, right? Shem has Elam. You could go down on the list, but eventually Abraham came on the scene. Abraham had Isaac, he had Jacob, and eventually he had, Jacob's name was eventually changed to Israel, right? Thus, the 12 tribes of Israel. So why is that important? Because the middle column is where the Israelites are supposed to come from, Shem. Now, why is this important? Because, again, if you look down in the middle, you will see that there is no Ashkenaz. But if you look towards Japheth, you will see, oh, there is Ashkenaz, right? You can see the sons of Japheth is Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, Tiras. And then the sons of Gomer, you can see Ashkenaz. It's very clear, you guys. You can see the word Ashkenaz. Now, why is that important? Because now I'm going to show you another thing, right? All you got to do is go to Google, right? This ain't nothing new. I mean, it's all about just informing yourself. You can literally go to Google, right? And type in the word Ashkenaz Jews. If you type in the word Ashkenaz Jews, right? Or you can see Ashkenazi Jews, right? Click on the images. And what do you see? A bunch of fair skin. I could even go even further. Let's actually blow this up, right? What do you see? Aren't these the Jewish people that we have called Jewish people today? I mean, speak to me, guys. Am I making this when it's already here? I mean, I could click on another one. Isn't this the Jewish people that we label Jews today? So what's the point? The point is this, right? These people who we are claiming are fighting for their land over there in Palestine, they're not from Shem. So thus, they cannot be the biblical Jews. If you want to use that term, Jews. It's impossible for them to be the Israelites. So this whole war is actually a big farce. And that's what's so disturbing about the whole situation, because we here talking about this stuff as if it's serious when it's nothing but a joke. Even from a biblical standpoint, Jesus himself said that, Israel, right, the landmass, will be trodden down by the Gentiles. And wouldn't that make sense? Because I just showed you guys Japheth's lineage. Japheth's lineage, if you follow it, you see Ashkenaz. Those are the people that are at Israel today. It's not the real biblical Jews. Some people, you hear the term anti-Semitic. I'm sure they probably might label me anti-Semitic. But there is no such thing as anti-Semitic. The term, if anything, it probably should have been anti-Shemitic, because the Israelites come from Shem. Hey, you guys, look, I'm going to just get back to this because I know a lot of times people don't give two shits about truth anyway, but let's proceed, y'all.